It is impossible to quantify the value of branding and word of mouth in any industry or any company. This is something that the bears lack to understand in Tesla's valuation. And recently we just had Tesla's annual shareholder meeting, which is what we're going to be primarily focusing on in this video. But first, I want to show you what Jay Leno recently had to say about Tesla.
Was a winner. I mean, it is now the fastest production car you can buy. Faster than any Ferrari, faster than any $3.5 million Bugatti. You know, it's pretty amazing. You know, the most amazing part was that drag strip was near Bakersfield in an agricultural area. So there's farming all around. There were birds sitting on the Christmas tree. That's the light that comes down. When I stepped on the accelerator and took off, and I came back down after going 152, the birds were still there. I mean, you go to any drag strip and it's just horrible noises, tires smoke, blah, 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 blah. But just the fact that you could go that fast, that swiftly, that quickly, you know, it's pretty amazing. I'm a huge fan of American technology, and especially products that developed here in America using locally sourced stuff. And that's why I love this car. $130,000 is a tremendous amount of money. But to get the same performance from internal combustion engine, you probably have to spend, in the case of Bugatti, $2.5 million, or Ferrari close to $1 million. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
Plus, I had the air conditioner on.
It is incredible to think that there are videos coming out like this every single day, which is inspiring the next generation to be more intrigued by a self-driving, fastest street-legal Tesla than something like a $2 million Bugatti or a Lamborghini. But it goes so much deeper than that. Even from the manufacturing standpoint, we can see that Tesla's truly building out the pathway for everybody else to follow. And this is ever so apparent when GM plans to become a tech company as it aims for Tesla's valuation. Reeling from the Bolt EV fire recall, General Motors plans for a big announcement next week when the automaker meets with investors. They include positioning itself as a technology platform company and plans on rolling out at least 20 EVs by 2028. This little announcement has sent GM stock up almost 10%. From Ford, Ford and SK investing $11.4 billion for a new electric truck plant and 3 battery factories, also sending Ford's stock up. So Elon made a lot of statements that I'm going to briefly highlight, and then I want to show you some stuff from the actual annual shareholder meeting. But Tesla said that their best competitive edge, not software, not the vehicles, but where they lie in their future is manufacturing. Elon stated that anybody's going to be making self-driving vehicles. Anybody's going to be making electric vehicles, but where they're really going to sustain is in the fact of their vertical integration within those factories and how advanced those factories are. This is why we see Ford making new investments, because the old dinosaur ICE vehicle way of manufacturing doesn't work. You might as well start from the ground up. And this just really proves that Tesla's business model is already 5 years ahead of these guys that don't plan on ramping into any kind of mass-scaled production, at least for the next 5 to several years. This is going to give Tesla that continued branding that I think will push them into being the #1 selling car, as Elon mentioned in the annual shareholder meeting. And before I highlight what I found most intriguing, here's just a few clips.
Model 3 became the best-selling premium vehicle globally. So of any premium vehicle. We think the Model Y will be the best-selling vehicle of any kind globally. So we think it will exceed the Model 3. I think we've got a good chance of it being the best-selling vehicle by revenue next year, and then I think quite likely to be the best-selling vehicle in just of any kind numerically in 2023. And we need a lot of batteries. Hence, Battery Day is what this shirt means. Very obtuse. But we are going to need a lot of batteries. And this is going to be a combination of batteries from our suppliers. And in supplier discussions, you know, some of our suppliers have just asked me outright, are we going to just, you know, put them out of business or something? I'm like, not at all. As many cells as you want to make and supply to us at an affordable price, we will buy. No limit. I'm like, oh, okay. So like, do you want to, yeah, increase by 100%? Sounds good to me. So the basic plan is we're really going to order a lot of, and we have ordered a lot of batteries from suppliers. Basically telling suppliers literally go as much as you can make, we'll take. and we'll prioritize batteries for vehicles, but then use any excess cells that we have in the Powerwall and Megapack, because over time we think the demand for stationary storage is going to be at least as high as the demand for vehicles.
Now, that was just a very few segments. If you listen to the bears, you're going to get a different story, but some of the more recent highlights, because right at this point, I think Tesla's got to spend the next 2 to 3 years by 2025 kind of just proving out factory scalability and just proving that they can be the #1 selling car. I don't think there's going to be any more exciting stuff to potentially drive the stock any higher until they can prove that current valuation, until we hear more from self-driving. But what was really intriguing is that Tesla's launching their Texas insurance program in Texas first, where they're now headquartering the company, and then they plan on ramping up, hopefully over the next few years, into the rest of the US. So now we're vertically integrating the insurance side of the business. Tesla said that their biggest thing holding them back is the chip supply shortage, and along with logistics nightmare going on because of the pandemic, which will hopefully be resolved by the end of 2022. But they have been doing a fabulous job here, considering, GM, Ford, all these other companies are massively losing vehicle sales. I think GM is down 33% in vehicle handout because of the chip shortage. On top of that, they said they had super high demand for employment because of that AI event, looking to build those robots. They're trying to find the best software engineers that exist. They had so many people sign up, which was mentioned. And then finally, the coolest thing was the fact that they said the battery ramp up is huge. As you heard there, they made a joke about basically the suppliers thought Tesla was going to compete with them, but Tesla says, hey, you can double your production. We're going to buy all of it. Do as much as you can. We'll buy all of it. I love how exciting and how convicted many of the shareholders are within this company at this point, and I get that the valuation, it's absurdly high. I don't feel as comfortable buying it at this range, but I am very confident that the company is on a trajectory that is becoming more and more clear. It's like a painting on the wall that's getting drawn out, and we're finally starting to see the full scope and where this trajectory is headed against any competitors that currently sit on the market. With this branding, guys, I want to pass the question off to you. What did you think about the Tesla annual shareholder meeting in that comments section below? And in light of this, stay cool, stay awesome, and I look forward to catching you in the next one.